Hello, everybody joining us on LinkedIn. It is Skylar Fobb, Senior Director of Sales here at LifeVantage, and I'm with one of our amazing elite leaders here, Kai Hayes, our Elite Pro 8, who is going to share some thoughts with us on some of the successes that she's had in life and within business. And so thank you so much for your time, Kai.
Thank you, Sky. Thank you for inviting me. It's an honor to be here with you, of course.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I think the honor is all ours. So for those of you that may not be familiar with Kai, I mean, she's a loving mother. She's a loving wife. I know she's had so much success from so many different things in her background. I mean, from being a business banker at Wells Fargo, all the way to working through being a global entrepreneur, owner of an international telecommunication company, a corporate executive turned network marketing professional now that you've been with LifeVantage for 12 years. And now more recently, it sounds like you're now an author of a brand new book, right?
That's right.
That is
Lion at Heart, discovering
Lion
courage
at
and
Heart.
greatness within.
Yes, yes, I love that. I love that so much. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to share more thoughts on business, success, and your book. But I know specifically for this interview, we wanted to really focus on two key chapters that you have in your book. And that sounds like that's chapter 1, which is walking through darkness, passing through pain. And then you also have chapter 2, which is around victories over sacrifices. There's no victories without sacrifices, which we all know all too well. However, I'm really interested in your book and what you have to share from the wisdom that you have in all of the success that you've seen going through. I mean, I just listed out a laundry list of things that you've had success with as you've continued your career in business. But more importantly, I'm just wondering, just to kind of kick things on, can you share with us what was a moment of darkness and how were you able to bravely overcome it and achieve victories in life?
Wow, that's a great question. And basically, it's just very, very timely because that book, Lion at Heart, Discovering Courage and Greatness Within, is actually a leadership, personal, and a spiritual growth book. So walking through darkness, every single human being, Sky, experiences darkness in life, right? It's a part of humanity. Raised and grew up in generational bonds of poverty, I experienced profound difficulties, and instead of giving into them or simply ignoring them, I rather chose to use them as my fuel to success. And I basically turned my life's breakdowns into a powerful breakthroughs. Because look, we all experience pain and suffering in our lives. As human beings, we want to avoid it or get rid of it. Yeah. But we need to realize that no matter what our fate is, that God allows this pain because our suffering is a sign of God's love. And whenever we go through something big or small, pain is ever present in our lives. And it might be hard to accept, but pain is an absolute necessity whenever we face trials of many kinds. I mean, because we know that the testing of our faith produces perseverance, and perseverance must finish its work so that we may become mature and develop a much deeper understanding of life's ups and downs. And in addition, everyone must find a good reason to fight for something, Skylar. If we wish to champion our cause, identify your cause. Focus nothing but your cause. And once you do, you will be unbreakable. And once your heart is strong enough to depend on its inner strength, you will roar like a lion. And that's exactly what happened to me. I walked through a lot of darkness in life that I became so strong during adversities in life. And of course, I surely do not wish that anyone should suffer pain of any kind. But when pain comes as a sign of our humanity, pain has to be welcomed. So how I overcame my own darkness in life, there were numerous, Sky. But to begin with, I lived an impoverished life as a child. And that was a tough life because we were invisible. We have no voice, always the last. And I did what I needed to do to break that chains of poverty in my family. And continuously, darkness came over and over and over until when I became a single mom at the age of 33. Again, only after being married for 3 years, raising up my one and only son, Nico. He was 3 years old during that time, with my 2 parents and 2 grandparents. being the breadwinner of my family as a youngest of the four siblings in a third world country in Asia, that made my life 10 times more challenging because there's no government support of any kind.
Mhm.
Okay, in the third world country. I was on my own, I was alone, and I developed extreme anxiety and low self-esteem, right? It felt like it's me against the world. It was
Yeah.
actually scary, braving the unknown, but my son was the source of my courage. Courage I needed to walk through darkness in order to see the light. I needed to create a good lifestyle for me and my family. And the road was tough, the nights were long, but I had no choice but to make a change in my life. I was focused. And when I did, I was guided to see the right people, say and do the right things, give the right kind of service, and make myself valuable to others. And then abundance to meet every good requirements was given to me. But there were sacrifices along the way. I had to sacrifice being away from my son as I traveled globally to run my Asian telecommunications company. I had to sacrifice weekends with my friends so that I could spend time with my parents and son. And then I set aside myself, no dating, because my family was my top priority. And being able to sustain our monthly financial expenses could not be overlooked. So, number one is decision. This is your takeaway. I made my decision to focus on my cause to create a great lifestyle for me and my family. And so I did. Next, after making that decision, second is to make a commitment. I was committed full on, and no one and nothing can stop me. And the third is action. You've got to do what it takes to win in the future, right? Because if not, someone else will. And I want to win. I wanted to win it for me and my family. So I did. Back to you.
I love that. Oh my gosh, you had so many great pieces and so many great takeaways for people to go ahead and apply. You mentioned the sacrifices. I mean, I could not imagine being in the shoes of where you came from and what you were able to build yourself up to and take those sacrifices on. And what they say from pressure, that's how diamonds are created. And I think you are a true diamond here. So I'm grateful for the sacrifices that you made to build it up. But just so that everybody could kind of get a better understanding, why are sacrifices essential to success for your business and within life?
Yeah, that's another great question. Victories over sacrifices, and it's very, very essential for success. But the biggest problem in this arena is that many people more often are not willing to give up things that are significant in their lives,
Mhm.
insignificant in their lives. And additionally, they spend too much time with things that really don't help them to grow. And so I agree, most individuals are not willing to give up certain things and want quick results as well. But in order to reach success, you guys, one must be willing to embrace loneliness along the journey. One must be willing to be independent and be able to work alone when necessary. My remarkable journey in building my global network marketing business was mostly spent alone in the beginning, Skylar. So
Mm.
my husband attempted to kickstart this new career with me, but we realized one of us had to fuel our daily needs and pay our bills. So while the other must learn the necessary skills to be successful in our new network marketing career. So he and I made an agreement. He would work full time while I built our network marketing global business. And then I began traveling alone for the most part. And you know that I see you sometimes you are asking me, where's Greg? In the events. But you know what? We were sacrificing during that time. And it's a short-term imbalance for a long-term balance. But the message is remember that loneliness has a way of making us learn how to trust and believe in ourselves and to depend on our inner strength and courage until our heart becomes stronger. Talk about sacrifice. December 2014, when Christmas was just around the corner, when Greg was diagnosed to have a grade 3 brain cancer. On top of that, there was no cure for anaplastic astrocytoma, and I was numb. Here's more. The company that Greg was working for 19 years laid him off 6 months while he was fighting for his life. He lost his six-figure income. Oh my goodness, we lost our family medical insurance. We just hit rock bottom. It was total darkness. There was no single flare. But we took one day at a time. God was good, He's the center of our lives. And I've got all the reasons to break down and give up. But in my darkness, I found my greatest courage,
Mm.
my patience, all throughout this incredible journey of unknown, whether to survive or thrive, is one of the greatest attributes I developed to attain victory. Had I not been patient, Skylar, I would not have championed my cause, right? Through the years, I developed strong work ethics. That's
Mhm.
right, which is one of the key ingredients to my success. So the message is never disregard your hardships in life, for it will shape you well. All I had in mind was how to move forward and how to get ahead in spite of numerous barriers in life. I had one goal in mind, that is to win. Greg and I did, and we are now one of the top proactive elite ranks in the company.
Oh my gosh, what a fantastic story. I love that. And I mean, I knew that you guys went through your trials and tribulations to get to where you're at today, but it had to be tough going through those steps, and it's tough to really see the silver lining when you're going through it. But from what you've learned and where you've gotten to today, I mean, what's some words of wisdom or some thoughts that you'd like to share on, why people want to be able to utilize these moments to achieve success, whether that's within their business or with their life, or just, in general, any different piece as they're trying to find success in whatever they're wanting to achieve goal wise.
Absolutely. So I'm excited to share these few thoughts and wisdom. In order for people to win their battles in which success in life or in business, whatever it is you're fighting for, they must be willing to get rid of these three words in their vocabularies, which I did. Number one is obstacles. Number two, excuses. Number three, detractors. Get rid of those words in your vocabulary. Now, how and why? Number one, obstacles. It happens to every single human being. When it arrives, find a solution. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to be easy, but every obstacles or challenges we face in life has solutions. And sometimes it's not overnight. It takes a long time to overcome it. And the agony that we have to face is not easy as well. But when it's fixed, get over it, move on, plug back into your mission and vision, get back on track and relaunch your life or business. But many individuals tend to ponder on the past. That's the problem. And they can't get past over it. And they allow themselves to get paralyzed. And I understand it's not easy. However, there is always a way out. Just simply look for it. No one's going to find a solution except ourselves. We're sometimes, our own greatest enemy. So quit being hard on yourself. And the next is excuses. Oh my goodness. As human beings, we have millions of excuses to make. In my case, the clock is ticking. My family was starved, and being invincible or being invisible in the eyes of the society hurts. You have no voice. You are invisible. And that's not acceptable to me. So I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be heard. I am valuable. Say that to yourself. So I must find a way to be seen and heard, right? So I stopped being lazy, stop procrastinating, because you're hurting nobody but yourself. So you got to make a choice again. Make your decision. And once you do, be consistent. I'm going to teach you over and over this kind of words. Choice, decisions, consistency to execute your goals into massive, massive action and never look back. And then the third is detractors. Oh my goodness. You can't please everyone. People out of envy or whatever reasons there might be will do everything to find something wrong with you. And that's human nature. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Now, these are what you call toxic people around. I don't spend time with them. Instead, I surrounded myself with people who raises my standards and not lower them. And up to now, I still surround myself with good people. Make these toxic people invisible in your life, because you only get hurt when you allow people to hurt you, right? So go past them, away from them. If you pay attention to their lies, it will weaken you. You will fail. Why make them win? Besides, they say that the more detractors you have, that means you are becoming very successful because you are being noticed, right?
Yeah.
Back to you.
Thank you so much, Kai. That was amazing. I mean, it's so cool to hear the person that you've become, through all of that, you've been able to overcome the obstacles, the hurdles. I mean, everything from getting away from the detractors. I mean, I could not agree with you more. But if people want to learn more and they want to get more insight to the wisdom that you've learned over all these years, I'm assuming they'd be able to do that through your book, right? Where's the best place for them to go ahead and check out your book?
Absolutely. There's two places they can get this book. It's Amazon, Amazon.com. It's out there. And by the way, when they buy the book, Skylar, they will be able, 10% of the proceeds of the book will be given to St. Rita Orphanage and Diocese of Tanzania for sending seminarians to priesthood. How cool is that? They can
I love
participate in
that.
that. And also kaihayes.com, www.kaihayes.com. They can also check it out there. They can also get that from my website.
Awesome. Well, thank you. You've built so much value into this interview alone, but if they want more, go ahead and get her book right now. Thank you so much for your time. There you have it. Elite Pro 8 from LifeVantage, Kai Hayes, and so much more. Thank you so much for your insight today.
It's a privilege. Thank you.